Hi, everybody. I'm Lottie Ferris Knowles with the Hollywood Times, and it's my great honor today to be speaking with Satori Shakoor. Hi, Satori.
Hi, Lottie. Thank you for having me on your show. I
Ah,
really appreciate being here and speaking to your listeners and having a good time.
yes, absolutely. Well, I am very impressed with Satori and excited to help her promote her concert film, Confessions of a Menopausal Femme Fatale, which is on Amazon, Google Play, and Apple Plus right now. Am I correct? But she's also had a very interesting life journey and has done a lot of really cool things. And so let's start off talking a little bit about your life journey. So you were a bride of Frankenstein with
Yes, I
Parliament
am a
Funk.
bride
You
of
are a bride forever, right?
forever, forever.
Parliament
A
Funkadelic.
family.
Yes. So was music the first thing that was kind of your main artistic expression starting out in life, or how did your kind of artistic life and expression evolve?
Well, as I remember myself, and I was just having a conversation this morning with a friend, I think that everything is a dormant gift within us.
Hmm.
And all we need to do is be exposed to that which will bring it out of us. So
Right.
my stepmother used to pour stories in my ear, teach me songs. And when I was in the second grade, the teacher said, "Who knows a song?" And I raised my hand and I sang the song that my stepmother had taught me. There'll be bluebirds over. And so I sang it. And then the class applauded. And that was new. What? Why are you applauding just because I knew a song?
Right.
Know that I could sing. And
Mhm.
then I went to my next class, and then they sent a note, come to the library, sing the song. I sang the song, applause again. And I went back to my class and did math. This is like
But
the second
but
grade.
you'd gotten the bug. You'd gotten that little
Yeah,
performing
I,
bug.
I, I
Yeah.
was like, this is new. But I still didn't know I could sing. I just enjoyed having that kind of feedback
Yeah.
connection to the other kids. And then in the third grade, a woman came to the class who's right-handed. Most of the class raised their hand, and I was so happy not to be the few that wrote upside down on their desks.
Mhm.
Five students, when we walked through the annex through the new addition to the building, she opened the door and there were all these cases, cello, violin, viola. And she said, pick one. And I picked the violin and played that all the way through till I graduated high school, became
Wow.
professional, was playing in a jazz group called the Electrifying Strings, played on some of the records coming out of Motown. And yes, music. I lived a lot of places, but I was born and raised in Detroit. I'm now back in Detroit. But Motown was filled with music, all the street
Yeah.
singers, all the boys trying to get an audition with Berry Gordy. And then across the river in Windsor, Ontario, Canada,
Hmm.
was CKLW playing all of the Turtles and all these. So
Uh-huh.
the musical influence, plus there's church. So it was like I'm walking inside of a musical concert every day.
Wow.
Music. So when I went to university, I majored in voice, but I didn't want to be an opera singer. So I said, "Oh, I want to be a star." Because what else would you want to be?
Right,
You
right.
don't want to be a lead singer for a bar band, you know.
Right.
I would listen to Gino Vanelli records, the live ones, so I could hear the audience applauding, and that was, I'd imagine it was me. And then
Yeah.
I moved to New York and got an opportunity to go come back to Detroit to audition for Parliament Funkadelic for this new group called the Brides of Funkenstein. And a week later, I'm standing in front of 10,000 people in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And
Wow.
now I'm in this, and I came in at the top of the height of fame and for P-Funk when
Yeah.
his whole Bootsy and everybody. And so I'm getting a PhD in live performance. I'm
Yeah.
in front of 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 80,000 people, people chasing limos and recording studios and flight, just the whole deal. So yes, music was my first passion and
Yeah.
still is. And then I went on to expand into acting, stand-up comedy. I did one woman shows and different things because I'm entrepreneurial.
Mm-hmm.
Enough opportunities weren't presenting themselves just because. So I had to create opportunities. I didn't know there was a word called entrepreneur, but by
Right.
the time I got to um, Toronto, I wanted to do one play, just one. Went around to all the theater companies. No, it's not in our mandate. Well, it would be easier to start a theater company. So we founded Obsidian Theater Company 25 years ago, and it's
Wow.
leading diverse theater in Canada. And it's huge now with programs, development programs for playwrights and actors. And
Yeah.
then I had to come back to Detroit out of a tragedy. And I realized touring the country with the moth was healing me
Yeah.
and forgiving me. And that's when and people were thanking me for telling my story. And I thought to myself, you mean storytelling could be a service?
Right.
And then I discovered it was my purpose. And
Right.
my purpose was to be of service. So I started this platform called the Secret Society of Twisted Storytellers. And I curate for storytellers to tell their true and personal stories. We have a musical performance, a dance performance,
Mm-hmm.
and a digital art performance. I coach them in telling their stories. And so that we're going into our 14th year. And so then I had promised my younger self when I was 45, I was totally in the dark about menopause or perimenopause.
As
I,
most women are,
as most women
unfortunately.
are. And when I asked my mother, oh, I don't remember. I asked other women, oh, I'm too young. And of course they weren't. And then other women would say, I refuse to go through it, which led me to scratching my head because how, if you're lucky enough to live, you can't avoid it. And so I
Exactly.
was completely in the dark about it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to write about it. And I tried to write about it, but I said, I've got to wait till I get to the other side.
Yeah.
And luckily, there were auditions for Menopause the musical, and I was
Mm-hmm.
meeting all these women in their 50s, late 40s, 50s, and beyond. And but I and I they were celebrating, but I still didn't understand the whole thing. And so in 2018, I started to write. And
Mm.
I developed and workshopped and did all the things that that we do as solo performers. And then I decided to perform it and realized I had written the most exhausting piece. I can't perform this 8 days a week. Maybe
Right.
I'll do a film that will live forever. It'll have a global presence. And so I filmed over three performances.
Mm.
Folks loved it
Mm.
as a live performance, but did it translate to screen? So I
Right.
had a private, I had a screener, invited people to come, a nice size audience, people that I knew didn't know, and they enjoyed it. They had gave me feedback, and so now it was released June 12th on Amazon Prime,
Yeah.
Apple TV Plus, and Google Play, and I'm just excited to be here talking about it.
Yeah, I gotta say, you are incredible. I mean, you really are a force of nature, but kind of amazing that you leapt pretty quickly to the top. Like, you didn't have for the music part, like, sort of the years of struggle, but then it wasn't like, oh, okay, I'm here and this is resting on my laurels and this is great. It was like, no, you know what? I want to do all these other things. And even if the doors get shut in my face, I'm still gonna kick them down. You
Well,
know,
I was lead singer in a cover band. And then and then I went to New York and then I was with P-Funk. But after the fall of the P-Funk empire, when Atlantic Records dropped our contract, that was when the struggles began.
mm,
And everything, as you know, that you want to create, it comes from here. And then
mhm,
you've got to take it from your mind into the 3D, 4D world. So
absolutely.
that's the struggle because I don't know how to do this. Who, how does this look? I
Right.
can see it in my mind, but how do I present it to other people?
Yeah.
So even the reason I wrote Confessions of a Menopausal Femme Fatale, was to get women talking about it because it seemed to be taboo. It
Yes.
seemed to be something women didn't want to age themselves through.
Right.
And I kept doing my research and kept living, I realized, oh, I've been performing for the patriarchal lens all my life.
Mhm.
Not to say I'm not criticizing men, individual or
Right.
collectively.
Right.
I'm describing a system that's not good for women, men, children, or society because
Right.
it puts limitations on all of our self-expressions. Men only
Absolutely.
can operate out of these many emotions, and or they're not masculine. And
Yeah.
as they move into their menopausal, I guess, uh, they can't even talk about what's declining in them. You
Right.
know? So it's a lot of shame attached to aging overall.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I,
And why are we not proud? I mean, there's two options, age or die. And I personally am not ready to die. So let's talk about the show because there are so many things that you touch on that are very powerful. Postpartum depression, grief, menopausal struggles. That is a healing. It allows for that, that catharsis
yeah.
for your audience. Talk to me a little bit about some of the feedback you've gotten in that regard, from people.
I have gotten some extraordinary feedback I never dreamed I would get because when you're writing something or performing something, you have a hope and wish that the audience takes your message away. But then what they get from it, that some of the reviews have like put me in tears.
Mm,
One woman wrote, uh, all these positive things, but at the end, she said, but Satori does the thing that's most difficult for any woman to do, and that's to give birth to herself. And even when I think about it now, I kind of tearing up.
yeah,
When, just the idea of giving birth to yourself. And that's exactly what
yeah,
I believe menopause provides. It's a rebirth or a
yeah,
birthing of some unrecognizable being, but has collected all of this wisdom and experience that allows you to be fully self-expressed,
right.
free. I think it should be a celebration, a rite of passage, a menopause mitzvah. It
Hmm.
I'm part of the Michigan Women's Commission with
Mm,
Governor Whitmer, and
wow.
their thing is to go across the state of Michigan with panels of menopause doctors,
Mm,
psychologists, sex, and invite women to come and get questions, answers, researchers, because it's still so unstudied.
yes.
Women are being,
With a woman in charge, finally somebody, yay, Governor Whitmer.
yeah, she's 53.
Okay.
Holly Berry, who was also here, 58.
Nice.
We
Okay.
have women running for president, you, CEOs, employers, employees, co-workers. It touches everyone's life. So
Yeah.
to be aware of it, to understand it's a life-altering, life-changing stage of life, you can let your husbands know, your kids, everyone around you, so you can get that kind of support because
Yeah.
the largest demographic in the United States are women in some stage of menopause.
Oh,
Two
yeah.
million women come
Wow. Yeah.
every day,
And
but
let
there
me
are
just
no
say,
doctors to serve them.
yeah. And let me just say, your husband's going to know anyway.
He's gonna know. He's gonna know when you
Find
go,
out.
I want a divorce.
Yeah.
What?
But yeah, there was a marvelous article in the New York Times a couple of years ago that talked about how few doctors focus on menopause in this
1
country.
hour of training.
I mean, it's a big damn deal. And so we have to educate each other and form communities with each other if the medical community and society is going to kind of let us down in that regard. So thank you for being a warrior on the front lines of that. Um,
Well, a lot of women say, "Oh, I didn't go through it," because they associate it with hot flashes,
Right.
but it shows up differently in every woman.
Yeah.
So one woman said that, and then she said in the next breath, like it was completely unrelated, and said, "I haven't slept in 3 years."
Yes, exactly.
It's so important,
Yes.
all being in health.
Yes.
No health insurance for menopause,
Yeah.
and women are being misdiagnosed,
Yeah.
giving pharma. And my film, I want to tell your audience, it's not about pharmaceuticals,
No.
really a spiritual, biological, mental, and psychological journey through a lot of different what it is to be a woman, a mother,
Hmm.
and to embrace your life, to do impossible things, things you dreamed and may have regretted if you didn't do it. But menopause opens those doors and has you be at a spot. I don't care what people think.
Yeah.
I'm doing me now.
And I really want to encourage everybody listening, please, please, please go to Amazon Prime, go to Apple TV Plus, go to Google Play was the other one, right? Google Plus and find Confessions of a Menopausal Femme Fatale. Am I
And the
correct?
movie, men are enjoying this too.
Yes, it's funny. It's touching. It's heartwarming. It's inspiring. It's really, I can't say enough good about it. And can people follow you? Like, I kind of went off social media, but are you on Instagram or any place where people can follow you and the rest of the things you do?
Yes, you can go to my website,
Okay.
satorishakoor.com,
Okay.
or the storytelling website, twistedtellers.org. I'm
Okay.
on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, Blue
Okay.
Sky, and LinkedIn.
Great.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, please, everyone, follow, not only watch this woman's show, concert film, I should say, but follow her because obviously you're not slowing down anytime soon. And I can't wait to see what comes next, honestly. And I hope, maybe, we can have you back here the next time you have something you want to talk about, so we can share the next stage of your journey.
Yes. And I've enjoyed every single second of this.
Oh, good. Thank you so much. So nice to meet you. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. And yes, check out Satori Shakoor.